In this week's battery news, a team of UCF scientists have developed a new process for creating flexible supercapacitors that can store more energy and be recharged more than 30,000 times without degrading. The novel method from the University of Central Florida's Nanoscience Technology Center could eventually revolutionize technology as varied as mobile phones and electric vehicles. If they were to replace the batteries with these supercapacitors, you could charge your mobile phone within seconds and you wouldn't need to charge it again for over a week. Anyone with a smartphone knows the problem. After about 18 months or so, it holds a charge for less and less time as the battery begins to degrade. Scientists have been studying the use of nanomaterials for improved supercapacitors that could enhance and even replace batteries in all of these electronic devices that we use. The team at UCF has experimented with applying newly discovered two-dimensional materials only a few atoms thick to those supercapacitors. The team has developed these supercapacitors composed of millions of nanometer thick wires coated with shells of two-dimensional materials. A highly conductive core facilitates fast electron transfer for fast charging and discharging, and uniformly coated shells of two-dimensional materials yield high energy and power densities. Cyclic stability defines how many times a battery can be charged, drained, and recharged before beginning to degrade. For example, the lithium-ion batteries that you currently have in your phones can be recharged fewer than 1,500 times without significant failure. By comparison, the new process created at UCF yields a supercapacitor that doesn't degrade even after it's been recharged over 30,000 times. Are personal submarines the vehicles of the future? While Ortega Submersibles' electric open-top submarines are designed for scientists and divers, well, their sleek submersibles could one day ferry us all across the seas. Ortega's latest submersible, the MK1C, allows 3 divers to zoom around below the surface of the ocean. Co-founders Dan Pohl and Philippe Jonker dreamed of adventure, so they decided to dive into the personal submersible business. They've designed 3 open-top submarines that seat 1, 2, and 3 people. They say their submarines are the safest, fastest, and most versatile of their kind on Earth. The company even designed their own battery called the Hansel 378i. The MK1C sub uses 4 of these batteries to power 2 electric motors. The MK1C has a surface speed of 10.4 miles an hour and can jet around underneath the water at 12.7 miles an hour. It has a range of 80 nautical miles, and its design ensures divers can spend more time underwater since the vehicle can transport people down to low depths rapidly. A navigation system, an onboard breathing apparatus, and 250 liters of cargo space are included on the submersible. The design is even ergonomic and of the highest quality in modern Dutch engineering, according to the company. Riders must wear diving gear while in Ortega's submersibles, but the open-top design allows them to climb out and explore their surroundings easily. And in this week's space news, Virgin Galactic just came much closer to resuming its dreams of private spaceflight in the wake of its tragic crash back in 2014. The company has successfully conducted the first glide test for VSS Unity, better known as the new Spaceship Two. The vehicle was only flying free for about 10 minutes and never even traveled faster than Mach 0.6, but that was enough to get a healthy amount of data illustrating how Unity behaves in real life. There are more such tests, and you won't see rocket-powered flights probably until 2017. The schedule will likely depend on how quickly Virgin gets the information that it needs. Still, it's a start, and given that the first test went extremely well, if you ask Virgin, commercial space flights may happen sooner than you think. And Amazon making headlines this week, introducing Amazon Go, a grocery store with no checkout lines.
4 years ago, we started to wonder, what would shopping look like if you could walk into a store, grab what you want, and just go. What if we could weave the most advanced machine learning, computer vision, and AI into the very fabric of a store so you never have to wait in line? No lines, no checkouts, no registers. Welcome to Amazon Go. Use the Amazon Go app to enter. Then put away your phone and start shopping. It's really that simple. Take whatever you like. Anything you pick up is automatically added to your virtual cart. If you change your mind about that cupcake, just put it back. Our technology will update your virtual cart automatically. So, how does it work? We used computer vision, deep learning algorithms, and sensor fusion, much like you'd find in self-driving cars. We call it Just Walk Out technology. Once you've got everything you want, you can just go. When you leave, our Just Walk Out technology adds up your virtual cart and charges your Amazon account. Your receipt is sent straight to the app, and you can keep going. Amazon Go. No lines, no checkout. No, seriously.
The store is located at 2131 7th Avenue in Seattle, Washington. It's currently open to Amazon employees in the beta program and will open to the public sometime in early 2017. Hand tracking company Leapmotion is announcing a new platform that will bring its tech to mobile phone-based virtual reality headsets like the Samsung Gear VR. The Leapmotion mobile platform uses two miniature cameras embedded in a faceplate to detect finger motion that's integrated into lower-powered VR experiences. It's supposed to be showing up in commercial headsets next year, although we don't know which ones. Leapmotion began as a desktop-mounted non-VR hand tracker, but for the past few years, developers have been able to mount it on the front of headsets like the Oculus Rift. This lets people use their hands and fingers to toss, push objects, and physically touch them in VR. High-end systems now mostly have their own hand controllers. In fact, the Oculus Touch controllers just started shipping. But the field of cheaper mobile VR is less settled, and CEO Michael Buchwald thinks that the mobile hand tracking can be the iPhone moment for virtual reality, an accessible and intuitive feature that paves the way for mainstream adoption. What's been announced is only a reference device built to work on top of the Samsung Gear VR. That said, Leapmotion will be hosting demos at major VR events, so enthusiasts might get a chance to check it out before it shows up in the final hardware. Don't give up on the guitar. Fender is begging you. Each holiday season, thousands of teenagers around the globe rip off the gift wrapping on their shiny new guitars. They giddily pluck the detuned strings, thinking just how cool they're gonna be when they become rock stars. Even if almost all of them will give up before they ever get to jam out to Sweet Child of Mine. Such a shame. For them, it's no big deal to push that guitar to the back of the closet in favor of a PlayStation controller, but it is a big deal for Fender. To the 70-year-old maker of rock and roll's most iconic electric guitars, every quitter hurts. The industry's challenge, or opportunity, is getting people to commit for life, said Andy Mooney, Fender's chief executive officer. He said, quote, "A pretty big milestone for someone adopting any form of instrument is getting them through their very first song." The $6 billion U.S. retail market for musical instruments has been stagnant over the past 5 years, according to IBIS World, a independent research firm, and would-be guitar buyers have more to distract them than ever. So how do you convince someone to put down that iPhone, pick up a Stratocaster, and keep on playing? Guitar makers have never before made much of a concerted effort to keep them, Mooney said, but Fender estimates that nearly half of its customers are first-time players, and it's making an effort to treat them as such. That means more apps, more connected devices, and a newfound focus on helping folks learn to actually play the devices. The hope is that players will get hooked early on cheap starter models, then upgrade to fancier guitars as they commit themselves to playing. The company will be releasing a suite of digital products to help keep new guitar players strumming along. Detractors have predicted the death of the electric guitar for years now, pointing to the rise of rap and electronic dance music on the pop charts, but Mooney isn't worried. More women are playing guitars these days than ever, he said, something he credits largely to Taylor Swift. And Fender now sees as many women as men playing the acoustic guitar, if not the electric. With this new shift in tactics, we could see a new digital era in both high and low-end guitars.